I'm Andrew Armstrong, welcome to the back office. Today we're going to be playing some Atari ST. We're going to be using the Steam emulator and we're going to play one of my old favourites, which is Bomberman, and to play it we're going to be using my latest invention, which is my USB hacked Space Invaders TV game, which I've added a whole load of buttons, which really they don't really help too much in Atari ST games, of course, because Atari ST games only have one button. But that doesn't matter. Let's just jump straight in. Game start, here we go. This is one of my old favourites, and I remember at the time you used to be able to play this with sort of hundreds of users. It used to use the actual a parallel port interface, which would give you 2 extra controllers, so you could have up to 5 players playing at the same time. So wasn't that fun? So you've seen this game before. It's Bomberman. I don't really know if I don't really know if Dynablasters is actually like an official name or if it's a clone or what, you know, what went on there, if it's sanctioned by the original software company. But I think Hudson Soft may well have been the original Dynablasters Bomberman company. Who knows? So the aim of the game is really just to drop bombs and kill these little sort of squiddly diddly dudes. And once they're all dead, normally the end of level exit appears. This is the first time I'm playing an Atari ST game in probably 20 years. Yeah, I think the last time I would have played this would have probably been around 1997, so yeah, good old 20 years worth. And I have to say, I thought the graphics were a little bit more, you know, a bit more fluid, but they're not embarrassing themselves really. I thought that flashing block there was going to be the exit. I thought it's going to lend us a hand to sort of get out of this map, but clearly not. It's really weird playing a game like this now using a joystick. You know, you get so used to using the mouse and the WASD configuration that this kind of feels a little bit more old school. It was strange actually setting up the joystick controller for this and seeing that there's only one button. I was sort of scratching my head at the moment because I remember at the time that joysticks had more than one button, but I think they were just all slaved. It was a single button hooked up in many ways. It's really funny to think how we got on with that at the time. You know, and you had sort of similar age, you know, a few years later than this would have had a Super Nintendo, the Mega Drives, Master Systems. You know, you all had multiple buttons. It's really odd that even Atari at the time wouldn't have just added more buttons to these systems. But it's good enough at the time. I'm trying to think of games where you had to, you know, run along on a platform game and sort of shooting and jumping. I can't remember how we would have done that. I guess you would have just pushed up on the joystick to jump. You might have noticed I'm trying a new format. Before I used to record these with the web camera that's straight in front of me, an open broadcaster, but I had a lot of difficulty really getting this sound and the actual sort of the voice sound and the game sound to sort of match up properly, because some games would be really loud, some would be really quiet, and then all of a sudden, because it's recorded it all in the same audio stream, there's no way of adjusting the volumes. So hopefully this way, because I've got a whole separate setup with a different camera and a different mic hooked onto me, that okay, it's a bit more work in post-production. I can't just sort of top and tail the video and chuck it on the web. I'll have to edit it in the video editor, but it does give me a lot more control of what I can do with this video screen. So if I did want to, I could make this screen full screen. Hello! And then of course instantly flip it back into a mini stream in the corner. Ah! There we go. It seems a little bit slow, doesn't it? Power-ups do exist in this game, and what I'm looking for, which would be really the most useful power-up, would be just another bomb. There's nothing more satisfying in the Bomberman game than dropping lines of these bombs. Preferably spaced apart so that they're actually in line with the grid pattern, so you get the explosion just basically tearing through the screen. So you can imagine, see how I'm moving around the screen now just on my Todd. If you've got another 4 players, how cramped this screen gets, and it's sort of just completely frantic with people just running around dropping all these bloody bombs behind you. Of course, one technique you can see I'm trying to do is to just pin the baddies in a corner basically, so that they have to walk into your flame front. So like now he's a good chance of him escaping because he just has to ignore it. But if I plop it, oh look, right here, might get them both in one go. There you go. I remember playing this on the Nintendo Entertainment System, the 8-bit. That was actually a pretty good version as well. It's funny how long these games persist for. It almost feels like we've actually gone full circle in games now. These sort of mobile phone games, Android games, things like that, they're so simple. It's like they've just reinventing the wheel half the time. Okay. Got you. Ah. As this is an Atari ST game, there often is level hacks, so let's have a look. I've got a web browser open in the corner here. Let's see what we can do. Dynablasters Atari ST level hack. I was getting a little bit bored of that, so I managed to find some level codes. Unfortunately, it makes you put the password in using the bloody joystick, so I think we'll just jump straight to the last level and just see what you would have experienced here. UAN, and it would have taken you ages to get this far. Seriously, at least you had the code so you could get back to it at some future point. RQQNZ. And it's funny to think, even though these were sort of disk-based systems, I do recall, yeah, they never saved your save game. It was still almost like a console. And that's because I guess your game disc came on its disc, and you wouldn't be able to swap the floppy, and you wouldn't want to swap the floppy with your save file on it. Right, round 8, 8.8. So this may well be the very last level in the game. So we've probably skipped a month's worth of work. Oh wow, there's other Bombermen, and it's scrolling. I don't even remember this being a scrolling sort of game. So it's just kind of a battle. I've only got the one bomb, unfortunately. Looking at it. What? I'm guessing that guy's the actual real boss, and these are like his minions. You can walk through your bombs too. So can... Oh. Hey. So it just seems they're sort of random, that they can sort of randomly run over your bombs and nothing seems to hurt them. I don't know if that means they've got like sort of 10 hits or something. This would have been a bloody nightmare. I'm guessing if you were, you'd hope to get to this level with some power-ups. I was talking to somebody on one of the sort of ST forums, it might have been on Reddit or something the other day, and basically saying how hard old school games really used to be. They really were a challenge, and I find it even now, as a sort of playing modern games, really tedious to try to go back and play these because they seem so difficult. It's so seemingly unrewarding, but at the time it was fine. It really felt you kind of had to earn games, and if you sort of went out and bought one of these games for sort of £10 or however much it cost, you were playing it for ages. Not now where you can just sort of download something for £1 on Steam, play it for 2 minutes and just throw it aside, you know, and maybe that's the sort of the biggest change. It's a little bit like my kid, if I go to a car boot sale and I buy like a games console, a VTech or something with 10 games, they just don't really play any of them because they just sort of try them on, put them in, take 2 minutes and go, yeah, I'm bored, let's move on. So perhaps, you know, that one game that you play for ages that you really saved up for till you finish it, then move on. That's a really nice attitude to have. That's an attitude we probably don't have anymore. So folks, I don't think I'm going to get anywhere with this. I don't think I've actually killed one enemy yet. See how they just walk through it, and then I'm kind of stuck now at this point. You see, I keep trying to use the tactic of sort of cutting them off and to drop a bomb, because normally when you drop the bomb they can't go through the bomb, so you act as a sort of a block, but that's a whole different dynamic when you can traverse the bombs. Maybe you can try to just aim for one particular. No! I think that's me. I don't think I'm going to bother playing any more of this. Hope it's been of some use for you. If you've played this on your Atari ST or Amiga, please comment down below. Feel free to subscribe, and as ever, thanks for watching.